This conference will now be recorded.
Hi, good evening. This is Manjit Rawat, corporate cloud trainer and consultant. Guys, today I'm just going to describe you about the Amazon services. Uh, in the services, I'll describe you how we can configure the load balancer with the help of AWS portal. So I'm just going to show you the practical, but before starting to doing the practical, you should be understand the basic requirement. So for the load balancing practical, you should have a minimum 2 instance, and instance should be connected with port number. Instance security group should be connected with 80 port and 3389. You know that 3389 for the remote access control protocols, and 80 is used to deploy the website with the help of HTTP protocol. If you are using your Windows operating system, you should be install the IIS service. If you have a Linux or any uh, Ubuntu operating system, you can configure the Apache to deploy the website. Next one is, for the testing purpose, you need to upload one web page, and after completing this particular requirement, you need to create the load balancer, and over a load balancer you can just tag the both machines. So I'm just going to show you the live practical how we can do that. You just need to open the portal. So this one is our AWS portal, and over a portal, as per the requirement, we should have a minimum 2 instances. So firstly, you need to create two different instance. So I have already created the instance. You know very well the procedure, how to create the instance. So if you don't know, I'm just going to describe you how we can create a new instance over Amazon Web Services. So you just need to click on the AWS dashboard. Sorry, open the AWS portal and select the compute part. Under the compute, the first option is EC2 instance. So I'm just going to open the instance, and just click on the launch instances. This is the panel where we can select the instance operating system. So now I'm just going to proceed task with the Windows operating system and select server 2K8. This is the panel related to the hardware configuration of your machine, of your VM. You just select T2 macro because the T2 macro is free, eligible for free trials. Next, this is the panel of configuring instance. So here you just type 2 because you want to minimum 2 instance. So your 2 instance will be created in the single click. Next, you should leave the default storage size with 30 GB. And next one is the related to the security group. So under your security group, you will be get 3389 by default. You are planning to execute this services as a web server, so you should be attached one port. The name is HTTP, and you need to click on the launch, review and launch. This is the last wizard, and just click on the launch option. On the launching time, you need to create a one key pair. This is the encrypted key pair, and it we can also say that it's our password, it's our first password if you are using to create a one launching an instance related to the Amazon portal. So I'm just going to close it because you know that we have already created the instances. So I'm just going to access our existing instance RDP. Just open the EC2. I'm going to select web server 1 and just click on the connect button, get password. So our password key is test lbpm. So I'm just going to select it, choose it. It is available under the download option. So our file name is test lb. Just select and just encrypt the password. It can give us a password. I'm just going to copy it and just paste here. So this is the web server 1 password. Web server 1 password. Okay. And if you are using the Windows, you can just click on the download remote file and just proceed to access the VM. If you are using another operating system, so like as a Macintosh, you just need to copy the public IP. I'm just going to copy the public IP and open the remote tool. Just create a new connection by typing the name web1. This is the web server 1. Paste your IP address. Default username is administrator. Okay, and you just need to paste your password that you have already copied. I'm just going to copy it and paste into the password. Fine. Now I'm just going to connect it. Start to connect. Continue. Okay, so it can give us a remote access of our web server 1. So as per the requirement, the first requirement to create two instance, second requirement to attach the port number, and third we need to install the IIS service or Apache. So we are using the Windows, so that's why we need to install the IIS. So I'm just going to install it by clicking the server manager chart of server 2K8, and just need to click on the roles, and we need to install the IIS role. Add role, next, and select your IIS service from the role panel. Next, 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 and just click on the install. Like the web server 1, I'm just going to connect another web server. You know that we required minimum 2 web server in for the load balancer. So I'm just going to copy the another web password. This is another password, web server 2. Okay, this is the another password, and I'm just going to access it by copying the public IP of second server. Okay, just type the name of your web server, type your public IP here. Your default username is administrator, ADMINISTRATOR. Okay, and you need to type the password that you are copied. This is our second password, second machine password. So I'm just going to paste here and just click on the remote desktop connection and connect it. Okay, fine. So our both instances, both virtual machine that we are created with the help of Amazon Web Services, both are connected successfully. So yeah, see, for web server 1 is also installed the IIS service. So I'm just going to configure one web page, one default web page under the web server 1. Just to configure the web service default website, you need to open the my computer and npub folder and www root. So I'm just going to make some changes to identify the request. Sorry, I need to open it with the help of open with notepad, right? So you just open the web page on notepad that you make a changes over here. So I'm just going to type this is web server 1. Okay, so I'm just going to save here and just click on the save it, and close. Next next and the web server is installed successfully. One website is also configured on web server 1. I'm just going to open the server manager, and we need to install the role as well. Means we need to install the IIS service on the second server as well. And after installing the role, we need to create one website for the verification under the load balancer. So I'm just going to install the web services, means IIS service on server 2. Okay, so our web service is successfully installed on the server 1. So I'm just going to check it is working or not. So I'm just going to copy the public IP and paste on the any URL. Just paste here. I'm just going to type Press enter. Now we are able to see this is the web server one. Okay, like that, we need to configure IaaS service on the second server, and under the second server we will be configure a default website with the name of web server 2. So we need to wait. Okay, fine. Now our web services is installed successfully on web server 2 as well. You need to open the my computer, open the C drive, and just open into folder and www root. Now I'm just going to make some changes under the existing web pages. Just type here, and this is web server 2. I'm just going to save it. Fine. Now our all requirements are fulfilled. We created two instances, attached port, configure IaaS service, configure website, web page, and now our last step is to create a load balancer and tag both instances under the load LB. Okay, so we need to open the portal again. So I'm just going to open the portal. This is our portal, and check the another machine. I mean web server 2 is working or not. So I'm just going to open it on the another page. Now it can display the this is web server 2. So both machines are running successfully. I'm just going to create a load balancer. For the load balancer, you need to click on the EC2 instance dashboard, and under the EC2 instance dashboard, you have option to create select the LB. Okay, so there are no any load balancer available. Just click on the create. We have a three different way to configure the LB, HTTP and TCP and classic. So now I'm proceeding with classic. Type the name of load balancer, demo load balancer. This is our load balancer name. I'm just going to choose default VPC and click next and select assign security group. Okay, sorry. Okay, demo web server. Just click next. I'm just going to select my existing security group. So our existing security group is name is testing LB. Just click on the testing LB, click next and next. Under the health check, I'm going to select TCP and click EC2 instance. Now both instances are available. Select here. Next, click on the tag, next, create review, and then click create. Fine. So our load balancer is created successfully. I'm just going to select the instance, check the instance. Our instance is still out of service, so I'm just going to refresh it. It will be take up to 2 to 3 minutes to be in service. Once our load balancer instance are in service, it means that our load balancer is working properly. Okay, we need to wait up to at least 3 to 4 minutes. Okay, wait.
This conference will now be recorded.
Now our both instances of LB are in service, so you just need to click on the description, and LB can give you the one DNS. So you just copy the DNS and paste in any URL. I'm just going to paste here and just press enter. Now it can display you are accessing the data from web server 1. Once your hit is increases, like I'm just going to refresh it again and again. Okay, you need to give a more hits. right? You are able to see your data will be come from web server 2. So this is the basic configuration. This is the part related to the load balancer, means how we can create a load balancer. Is it fine? So thanks for watching. If you have any suggestion, please drop a comment. Thank you.